Let's go!
I'm tweeting about this one.
I got shot through the wall! What's poppin', Guardians? It's been a long time. I know your boy has been busy, but also not really busy, and not really gonna be much of an excuse for this. But yeah, the last 2 or 3 weeks of Destiny has also been very hard to get any film content for. I do want to show you what I do have, but I will assure you that I don't have all the clips that I need in order to make these videos into fully fledged videos that you're typically used to. But we're not going to dwindle too much on that. Let's talk about Astrocyte Verse, as it's becoming one of my most favorite exotics to use over Transversus steps on Warlock. This build video is going to be quite different, as there's not much ability play going on with Astrocyte Verse, but rather you have an option of really insane movement and a little bit of tech that you can use that is not really available for other classes or other builds. You're really going to be abusing your blink, as it is so much better than anything else in the game. And your super, which is very dominant already alone, with Astrocyte Verse becomes an amazing moment of feel for the super itself. You're going to be going on more sprees more often just to be using the exotic alone with your super, but more importantly, you're going to be learning a whole new way of playing Destiny. Without further ado, let's take a look at what we got.
New bars, hell yeah.
You're in the lead. 1 minute.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I like it.
Oh, I got sniped. Careful from across the road.
I need to at least
Silicon
get one
aroma.
of you guys, yeah.
Oh, yep.
They ignore them or kill them.
Enemy team without reply. Topple them. Deploying Scorpius turret.
Alright, you're next to the sweet business guy.
I think I killed him.
You got him.
Yeah. Oh, that was mine! So what makes Astrocyte Verse so special? Well, it's in the perk name, Move to Survive. You're gonna be wanting to move to survive. This is all about your new and improved blink, as it's gonna be allowing you to blink further and move more frequently, and your weapons ready quickly out of blink and the radar remains up. This is basically what blink should normally be. However, in order to balance things out, yes, you need to use your exotic for this as well. It makes shotgunning right after blink so free, so easy to do. Or just readying your weapon if you're trying to get into long range engagement once you blink away from your enemy. Now with the most recent buff, it now causes a volatile area AoE whenever you blink away from something. So you can also use this as a tech in order to blow up trip mines made from young Ahakara's grass, or even things like wall radius or bubble if you're constantly blinking onto it. It's going to be causing a lot of weird interactions with volatile, which may or may not get patched out in the future, but until then, use it in order to destroy things that are getting in your way. Also, this also gives you 30 AE if you didn't know that, which if you use a weapon that has 30 AE already, you're going to be having 60 AE, which makes you an in-air dominant person. Use this to pair with your pair of weapons that already have high AE, that way you can get a nice dominance in the air, and your shots actually hit your targets in the head when you're in the air.
On my body, not shield recharging. Come on.
Everybody.
Oh! Yeah, alright, get him. Eat him.
I'm literally just teleporting and killing and slapping. I love Astrocyte Verse so much, dude. Oscar, get him. Oscar,
No!
get him. You had one job.
I thought you were behind me.
I ran out of ammo. I had to reload.
That's your fault.
Technically, yes.
Art not deflecting blame. There's a first time for everything.
There is a first time.
Oh, I'm blinded. I'm blinded. My dumbass walked into it again. Alright, I want
There's 2 at B.
Okay, Zoidberg, we get it.
Hey, one of my bullets. I'm gonna move. Dude. Okay, cool.
Voidwalker has been one of my all-time Destiny classes ever since Destiny 1, and I'm glad to show that this is one of the builds where it's going to really shine and you're going to feel the mass domination that you're going to have against your enemies with the different aspects, fragments, abilities, etc. The most important and my most favorite thing is that Nova Warp is amazing with Astrocyte Verse. Getting that free teleport, free Dark Blink is just so good. You're going to have one of the longest lasting supers, which, by the way, if you didn't know, Feed the Void procs on your Void explosions from Nova Warp. AKA, every time you get a kill, you get your full health back.
Now, just I need to figure out a way to contact him.
Jesus, sir.
We're still going, baby!
What just happened? Come on, Bungie. I want to have fun. Stop letting me not have fun. Win.
Win.
Yeah, they're still there. Behind that wall, that door.
Fuck that wall.
Jeez, he blocked me out. Dude's still level 1. He gave up.
Oh, we haven't.
Son.
Ow. This also works with grenade. As a grenade, you have all the choices because there's not really a solid choice. Any of these grenades are very good, but I prefer to use Axiom bolts as players really do not recognize that, hey, this bolt is going to do a lot of damage, and so they really just either leave it alone, try to tank it, and they end up dying, and you get Feed the Void, which procs Devour. You get free healing, and you'll be able to cycle your Devour in order to get more grenade energy and start the loop all over again. If you use Axiom Bolt, make sure to use the fragments that extend your duration of your Void Wall, Void Spike, and Axiom Bolts. That way, they will be chasing enemy players for a very long time. Speaking of chasing, Child of the Old Gods is a very good aspect, and if not one of the most strongest ones that Void has to offer. I used to use Chaos Accelerant because I thought it would be very nice to have a strong Vortex Grenade or Axiom Bolt. But honestly, Child of the Old God is just so dominating to shut down an area that players cannot really deal with or have a hard time, and you also get your grenade and melee energy back or health if you're running Power Rift, which I do from time to time, especially if I use a 120, like the targeted reduction that will show later. But honestly, either or is fine. It's whatever your preference is. Again, this build setup is going to be whatever you like. However, you want to use some key important things. These combo is probably one of those key things. You can use Chaos Accelerant, especially now that it has 2 fragment slots, but I still don't think it's much worth it unless you're running, you know, the exotic that lets you get a better Chaos Accelerant.
Oh, Laney behind you. Oh, man, we're good.
Oh, shit.
He knows his mistakes.
Freely admit. Like I don't know what I was doing. I was like, I walked into it. Okay, walk this way. Why am I walking this way again? And I my dumbass walked back into it. Oh. Certainly.
He has the stupid.
Shut up.
That's my life.
And of course, Void only has one melee ability to choose from. Pocket Singularity is that one, and it is very Very stupidly strong, annoying even for me as a player. I don't like going against this thing because it shuts down all your movement stuff that you can even do. So use this against those titans, especially Ateus War titans that are trying to rush at you. Trust me, they're gonna cry and you're gonna get hateful messages because of it.
Oh, that didn't kill. Oh, it's level 100.
I spawned in enemy territory. Okay.
Yeah, it was just wondering what got you.
Had to take 3 people
Oh,
down before I
my
got
God.
taken down.
3 opponents down. Look at them fall.
Should be dead.
But may I have 2 on me? Yeah, so I can't help you there. Fine.
Now onto the fragments, there is things that are very key to use for this build, such as leeching, dilation, and expulsion. Expulsion, when your void ability final blows, it'll cause an explosion, which chains very nicely. Leeching, melee final bowl, start health regeneration. This is nice on just your neutral melee, so you don't have to really worry about using Devour or trying to get ability kills. And dilation, as you're moving a lot with blink, you're gonna be wanting to know where your enemy is coming from. That way you can get away from them. Another shout out to the fragments that you should be using if you want to cycle some stuff in is Echo Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power will grant you Devour. Extremely good to use. I use it on Void Titan all the time, even on Hunter for PvP. On Void Warlock, it's kind of tricky because you already have Feed the Void. However, honestly, the amount of orbs that are made by your teammates nowadays is amazing. So this is great. You slide over an orb, get Devour, get your full health, you're back in the fight. You'll see it more in my Void Titan builds, but this is something you should not sleep on, and I cannot stress on enough. Echo Persistence is also very good, as your Overshield and Devour have increased duration. It's going to be quite a lot, especially if you do pick up that orb. You're going to be getting about roughly 8 seconds to Devour right off the bat instead of 5. Highly recommend. The Overshield is also great if you like using Vigilance, which is when you defeat a target while your shields are depleted, it'll grant you a temporary Void Overshield. Very strong, and it pairs very well with Devour. So you definitely want to use that in order to make sure that you live instead of dying before the little Devour tick goes off, because there is a slight delay. So sometimes when you get that kill, your opponent can trade with you, which thus you won't be able to live even though you had Devour. Use this and all that solutions will be fine and fixed. And that pretty much wraps the fragment. So let's take a look into the mods themselves. Now the mods is where I'm gonna take a step back, because this doesn't really apply too much for Astrocyte Verse. It really depends on the role that you have. The role I have has high discipline, so of course I'm gonna build more into grenades using grenade kickstart and stack on stack, stuff that I usually use. And momentum transfer, when you deal damage with a grenade, you're gonna get your melee cooldown back. This is very nice, especially if you use long ticking grenades such as Vortex Grenade or anything that's going to be staying for a while like Void Spikes. Reaper, Outreach, and Bomber are very good as a combination, as soon as I drop a Rift, I'm not only going to be getting my Child the Old God, I get a little bit of energy for my other 2 abilities, which can cycle back with Momentum Transfer and Grenade Kickstart. And thus, when you get a Reaper kill, you're going to be getting an Orb of Power, which then when you pick up the Orb of Power will give you health and health regeneration back as soon as you pick it up. You can swap these out for whatever else you want. However, I do like using this when I'm not using the pick up an orb to gain Devour. And also make sure to leave yourself enough room that we have unflinching mods, and you're going to be having targeting mods for your preference in weapons. Of course, as always, I do like using harmonics more than anything because it lets me have 3 unflinching mods in total, 2 harmonics and 1 for my special. Or if I really feel like all in for my primary, then I'm going to be using 3 of these.
It's monkey mode. Monkey!
What the frick?
Oh, almost got a double kill there.
Where you going for bubble? You want it on B or at bet?
You know what? I should give it a go. Or on the build with the. What's it called?
What?
The with Doomfang. It's a collectible location.
Oh yeah. That's a good point.
Very fucking A, dude. It's just a fight. Oh, you lost range with your shotguns? You're sad now, boy?
Oh my God.
I don't wanna hear it!
No catalyst for you.
He knows he could get it.
No, or no. Oh my god, that's a lot of people.
Oh my god.
There is a lot of people. Nice. Gotta reload. And bye-bye.
I was like, I would take that over range buff.
Isn't dual there makes the reload be like super slow?
It does, but I believe it gets offset by like
Double the reload.
Yeah, like I think Chaperone has it built in. Now let's talk about targeted reduction, a weapon that pairs very, very nicely with this build. Why? Because this build is not about ability spammage. It's about throwing out very strong abilities that then you'll get eventually back. My strength is at its lowest it possibly can, and my grenade, I would like to have 2 in 1 charge, but you know, it doesn't really matter, and especially my rift, I can throw it down, but rifts have a long cooldown anyways. Therefore, Unsated Hunger, which increases handling, reload speed, and stability when no abilities are fully charged, gives you such a strong weapon that honestly even outbeats Igneous Hammer, which is what you're going to be seeing all the time. This is a 120 hand cannon. This is Igneous Hammer's Void brother. Use it, especially with this pairing of well-rounded. Whenever you throw a grenade or hit a target with a charge melee, which you will be doing often, you'll get weapon stat bonuses. Of course, pair it nicely with Conditional Finality, especially when you blink into them, you'll have a faster draw speed. You'll be able to just, you know, do the normal thing you already do with Conditional Finality and catch them off guard. It is a match made in heaven. I highly recommend it. Or you can do what I also like to do other times as well. Make your enemies into a ball, blink into them, and dunk on them.
Only one enemy is left. 1 minute left, my friend. You are all that's left. It's your fight to win. A moment of clarity. Double down. Donate not. They have advantage. That shut them down.
And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I had a lot of fun playing with Astrocyte Verse, and I hope that you do too. And again, more videos are on the way. I just got to play a little bit of catch up for the footage I'm going to need in order to make these fully fleshed videos as you're used to. But yeah, always remember, the most important thing is to take it easy, Guardians.